Hello everyone. I'm Iida Hiroshi. I'm part of a research group on peer evaluation activities. The members are researchers and middle and high school science teachers. I'm interested in learning assessment, especially in a peer evaluation at secondary school chemistry education. Recently, we have focused on self-comment evaluation and comment evaluation on others in peer evaluation activities, and have been working on examining the effects on the improvement of learners' expressive ability. The purpose of this study is to clarify the effect of comment writing instruction in peer evaluation activities of a lower secondary school science class on the improvement of learners' descriptions. In this study, learners discussed the results of an experiment in a lower secondary school science class, and the learners evaluated each other's scores and comments on the discussion descriptions. We set up two groups. An experimental group, in which students rewrote their discussion descriptions, while referring to the comments they had written after receiving comment writing instruction. And a control group, in which students rewrote their discussion descriptions, while referring to the comments they had written, without receiving comment writing instruction. Then, we analyzed the score evaluations and comment evaluations in peer evaluation activities of the experimental group and the control group, and examined the effects of comment writing instruction on the improvement of the discussion description. As an extension of acids, alkalis, and ions, the content of the study was color change due to acid-alkali reaction using anthocyanin contained in the extract of purple cabbage. First, the students confirmed the noodles with purple cabbage extract turned blue and red when lemon juice was added to the noodles. Next, the students were taught the anthocyanins in purple cabbage turned red when acidic and blue when alkaline, that lemon juice containing citric acid is acidic, and that noodles containing brine are alkaline. Then, based on the results of an experiment, the students were given a learning task to explain the change in the properties of liquids, and were asked to write a discussion. An example of an appropriate consideration was set up as follows. That is, as an experimental result. When 10 drops of lemon juice were added to alkaline noodles, the color changed from blue to red. As a claim. For this reason, the noodles changed from alkaline to acidic. And as a warrant. Because the hydroxide ions in the alkaline noodles were neutralized by the excess hydrogen ions in the lemon juice, and the remaining hydrogen ions made the noodles acidic. We set up the evaluation criteria for the learners to evaluate each other. The evaluation criteria consist of 3 items. The 3 items are correct content, appropriate written expression, and logical expression. And within these items, there are 12 sub-items. In order to make it easier for learners to grade the items, examples of point deductions are given for each sub-item. The learners self-assessed and peer-assessed, and scored 0 points if the sub-items were applicable, and 1 point if they were not. The total score of the sub-items was used as the evaluation score. In addition, the comment evaluation was also attached to the evaluation score. This is the evaluation criterion for correct content of an item. This is the evaluation criteria for the items appropriate written expression and logical expression. Using the evaluation criteria, we engaged in peer evaluation activities in which learners scored and commented on the discussion description. This table is a mutual evaluation sheet in which the learners fill in the score and comment evaluation. The score evaluation is recorded on a 12-point scale, and the comment evaluation can be recorded on up to 2 lines. The learners in the experimental group were asked to engage in peer evaluation activities with the comment writing instruction, while the learners in the control group were asked to engage in peer evaluation activities without the comment writing instruction. The comment writing instruction given to the learners in the experimental group is shown in bracket 1 and 2. First, comments should be written in 2 lines. The first line was to write a sentence describing the consideration of the part of the advice, and the second line is the advice on how to improve the discussion description. In addition, the advice should be written using "it is better to do" or "it is even better to do." The students were instructed to write the comments in this way, and then they were allowed to engage in peer evaluation activities. Now, we will analyze the results of the practice. First, the learner's discussion description was evaluated by the researcher using the evaluation criteria. First of all, there was no significant difference between the experimental group and the control group in the first evaluation scores of the discussion description for all evaluation sub-items bracket 1 to 12. On the other hand, the second evaluation scores of the rewritten description were significantly higher in the experimental group than in the control group for evaluation sub-items bracket 1, 2, and 3. This indicates the learners in the experimental group made greater improvement in their discussion. For this reason, we inferred the first evaluation comment of the experimental group contain comments related to evaluation sub-items bracket 1, 2, and 3. Therefore, in order to compare the characteristics of the comments of the experimental and control groups in the first peer evaluation activities, we conducted morphological and co-occurrence analyses of the comments. We analyzed 25 comments in the experimental group and 29 comments in the control group for the first self-evaluation, and 66 comments in the experimental group and 80 comments in the control group for the first evaluation on others. We performed morphological analysis and co-occurrence analysis on each comment and calculated the Jacket index as a similarity coefficient representing the co-occurrence relationship between words in each comment. The number of co-occurrence words in the comments of the experimental group and the control group was compared using words with co-occurrence relations for which the Jacket index was above average as the target of analysis. As a result of the analysis, there was no significant difference in the number of co-occurrence words in the self-evaluation comments of the experimental and control groups. On the other hand, there was a significant difference in the number of co-occurrence words in the evaluation comments for others. From this, it was inferred there was a difference in the characteristics of the evaluation comments for others between the experimental group that received comment writing instruction and the control group that did not receive comment writing instruction. Therefore, we thought the comment writing instruction was one of the factors that caused the difference in the characteristics of the comments for others. The words in categories 1 to 5 were related to evaluation sub-items bracket 1, 2, and 3, and the number of learners who wrote these words in their comments was significantly higher in the experimental group. For this reason, we inferred the comments of the experimental group in the first comment evaluation on the discussion description were characterized by the points made on evaluation sub-items bracket 1, 2, and 3, compared to the control group. This was one of the reasons why the experimental group's scores were significantly higher than those of the control group. In other words, we thought the learners in the experimental group made specific remarks on evaluation sub-items bracket 1, 2, and 3 in their first evaluation comments for others, through the comment writing instruction, which caused the difference in scores in the second discussion description. From the results of the analysis, in peer evaluation activities, when learners make specific suggestions for improvement in the discussion description, from the viewpoint of the sub-items of the evaluation criteria, in their comments for others, it was suggested to encourage the improvement of the discussion description in terms of the pointed out evaluation sub-items. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your kind attention.